समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. I would like to know the most important things of the early years of Pujya Gurudev, how he connected to the devotees. The concept of Gita Gyan Ignas was completely new to India. That is what, that's absolutely Gurudev's brainchild,
absolutely.
How he had to convey that message. I would like to know from you how the situations were at that point of time, the orthodoxy and the conservativeness for the women, all these things. So first of all, like where exactly and how did you get attracted to Pujya Gurudev?
It happened only by hearsay. Actually, he was having a yajna in Madras, and one of my cousins who happened to be a student in Vivekananda College there, and he happened to hear Gurudev, and he had come for some treatment to our house in Madurai, and the news came up that Gurudev is having a 41 days yajna on what was it, Prasnopanishad in 1954, sometime early in the year, first quarter sort of. At that time he was telling me, Akka, we should go and listen to him. What a speaker, what a speaker. Well, in our family, nobody is very keen to listen to Upanishads. I did ask because in our family, I was not used to going alone everywhere and all that. Somebody will be coming along, we will go together. So I asked my father and my uncle and all, and then they said, what, Upanishad? And who is such a dry subject? Then I said, look here, he is saying it is very good. Why not we go and have at least inaugural? So then finally my uncle got convinced, and he doesn't like to displease me very much because of just a love and affection for me. So I said, we will go, and so he accompanied me for the introduction. I mean inauguration actually, Inauguration itself, that PSC Ramsamy Raja?
Yes.
You have heard of him?
Ramco Cements.
Ramco Cements, this Ramasubramanian Raja's father.
Father, yes, I heard.
He was the chairman of the Yajna committee at that time. And amazingly, Gurudev had arranged everything through the help of a postal staff, Gopalakrishna Pillai. Very elderly person, not very old, but a very elderly person. He had arranged all these things, and it was in the courtyard opposite the temple, old temple in Madurai. So we had gone, and as usual, when Gurudev talks, everybody is just carried away.
Yeah.
Like that, the inaugural program went off very well. And the way he talked, everybody felt anxious to attend the evening talk, which was the introduction of the subject. So then when we went home, and then when my people were reflecting on that, I said, all right, we will go for the evening talk. So we went there for the evening talk, and we were very impressed, and Gurudev was very smart. He said, I am not touching the Upanishads. 15 days it will be introduction. We will not go into the text. So that's sort of reassuring to people like my people, family people, who always felt that Upanishad is terrific, dry, and we cannot. So they made up their all right, I think we will go for 15 days for the introduction.
Okay.
So I was also able to go, and it was very interesting. He made it very interesting for total lay people like us.
How old were you?
I was 54, means I must have been 28, 26.
Okay.
26.
Right.
So, not even 26, 25 completed, because I was born in November. Anyway, that is not irrelevant, but then I was also interested in the subject because I had read earlier some sort of seeking some peace within. You can understand the situation. So I was reading this Ramakrishna sayings and all that. So simple, straightforward, practical talk sayings of Ramakrishna Mission, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. And so I got also interested in how he was approaching the introduction of the subject. Then naturally, he had drawn all the people, and my family was there for at least 40 days out of 41.
Okay.
It was every evening. It was automatic. Go and listen to Guru Swamiji, and go and spend some time after the evening class at the place where he was staying, and then come back. That sort of.
Do you remember any of the personal talks that you had with the Gurudev at that point of time?
Oh, we used to go there in the evenings, and at that time he had not visited our house or anything, but my father was helping him because he had started writing the Prasna Parishad. My father being managing director of a bank, he had secretarial help,
Okay.
So he put one of his staff to steno.
Okay.
For taking down, typing and all that sort of stuff, and other sort of help, whatever Swamiji needed, he gave in that direction.
Okay.
So he had started writing the Prasna Parishad at that time. And of course there were some interesting programs during the yajna also, like he wanted to draw in all the people, because one thing was in the area where he was doing, there were not, quite a good percentage of people were not very familiar with English.
That's what I was about to ask you. Was language a barrier?
To some extent, not really a barrier. People who understood English had no barrier at all. Very clear, he was very simple in whatever he was trying to explain. But there were quite a lot of people attracted to the handsome person and fashionable and really very good looking and handsome and young age also. Swamiji was also young, must be 35, 40 at that time. And they will all come and sit down, and Swamiji was very anxious to convey, because he was new to the thing. Just about 3-4 yajnas he must have done. He didn't like any disturbance, and he will keep on saying, people who come later, please sit behind and all that. Every time he has been saying that. These people will come, mostly many of them ladies and all that. They will come and sit down, and when Swamiji chants Om, it's majestic, simply. His Om, Om chanting. And they will sit down, and then they will wait for him to finish that Om, and then when he starts his subject, they don't understand. We can't blame them also totally. Then they'll start getting him. What a handsome. That's what impressed them. And then they will get up and start walking, and Swamiji will say, all people, please, who are going early, please sit behind, and right from the beginning, because they want a close look at him, they will sit right in front, and they will start going. He will be angry, but he cannot lose his temper. He will keep quiet.
Till they go.
Yeah, till they go. Because according to him also, say, when you walk, you are disturbing all others who are concentrating on what I am saying. It's a serious subject. So anyway, it did not work every day, it will happen. Then he had sort of, when he saw so many things, he thought it should be made more, bring in people to involve in various activities relating to this one. So he arranged for non-stop chanting for 3 days or something like that. Akanta Nama Japa for 24 hours. And everybody volunteered. Even my father volunteered. He said, nobody will get up early in the morning. I am an early riser. I will go at 4 o'clock. And everybody was given 20 minutes. And then you can go. My uncle, everybody there. Many people during the day was, they could sit in groups, 20 minutes chant, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. And then they can leave 20 minutes. It was full, believe me, it was, there was so much demand, everybody was doing it. And when that was over, 41 days, you have to keep alive the spirit of the people.
It's no jokes, 41 days.
It's not joke, 41 days, no joke at all.
And that too in English.
Yeah. And then, of course, he had that big havan.
I heard so much about it. 3 things that I heard about the early yajnas were this Akanda Nama Japa, Havan, and the spiritual picnics.
Yeah. And this one, the people were asked to bring whatever they can for using, and ghee and all this Navadanyam is
offerings.
Offerings,
Yeah.
rice.
Right.
My God, it was just pouring in. So much people, because they are more into these things than listening to Gurudev's subject. Further part of the reason is they don't understand, but they are very religious. So that went off. Everybody was asked to offer, and that was a great opportunity for them. Very enthusiastic. Then, of course, another thing which he did was taking the Ganga Jal. No, Ganga Jal he had brought in big this one. And that was taken in procession. In Madurai, it's a city in a sort of a square city. Parallelly square. One into the and finally centers the temple. That's the plan of the city. So one round, all the four this one. And everybody was asked to follow in the procession. How many cars? My fathers were also, they were all there. My father, my uncle, they were all there in the procession. Any of the people, the sort of everybody who had happened to listen to him was there. We were following in the procession. It was a big affair. At the end of it, the Ganga pot was brought and kept, and then some puja was done. And you must have seen Swamiji sprinkling that, holding the pot like that. What is this one? Pot like that. That itself would, his shoulder would have, I don't know how much it was pained. So much involved in.
How big was the crowd amount?
The crowd must have been some 2,000.
Oh, yes. So for on a whole lot of them, he would sprinkle 2,000 people.
He will walk around and sprinkle. That was something really great. And everybody is there enthusiastic. They want to catch hold of at least a few drops of that Ganga Jal.
Yeah, because those days it was very difficult to get Ganga Jal.
Yeah.
And Gurudev, for every yajna, he would bring that Ganga Jal?
Yeah, earlier. Later on, he did not. It was in the earlier yajnas he did not. After it became, he became very popular and very common among the people and all. These are all reduced. And time was also a factor for him. He used to funnily tell us, Samji, where next? I will finish one yajna, wait till the other center calls. Till then, I will wait and then go into the next. Like that, that was initial. There was a time, like our Guruji only now. How much they are traveling? All over the globe, how much? So that was the initial days. Thereafter, after the Homa was over, they had to take it to the sea for this one. And he was, sometimes how things fall in place is amazing. That yajna, among the audience was a trained guard who would sing a lot of, he is from North India, he would sing a lot of beautiful bhajans. And the engine driver was also attending Gurudev's yajna. So, with all that, they arranged a special train with some 5 or 6 bogies. People lined up to come to Rameswaram. Who will miss the opportunity, And the special train went, and of course the arrangement and all my father did because he had those contacts and all. But then that was only a minor factor. People were full in all the 5-6 bogies, and we all went throughout the night. Believe me, it was bhajans. Gurudev will go over because it was a special train. It will stop here and there, and he will get into the other bogie, be with everybody, join the bhajans. That was his involvement. Amazing. Of course, one thing is he was also much younger in those days, and so he had the energy. So after all, that was another beautiful spiritual picnic that we had. Afterwards also, in those days, he was taking this Abhivrita Snanam or something. Some name, I don't know correctly. Some Snanam.
Yeah.
So he was taking them to very special. But this was very special because a special train had gone.
Okay.
And that during the first yajna is in Madurai. And after that, my father felt he has been overstrained for 41 days and all. We at that time had a house in Kodaikanal.
Okay.
It's a hill station. Our cook went along with him. And also he was there alone. And it's a beautiful, picturesque place overlooking a valley. And a sit out which overlooks the valley. So that was really relaxing for him and no disturbance. He kept on writing all the time, and our cook used to say, "What Samji is always writing, always reading, always writing." And he was amazed that somebody can be all the time writing or reading. And he said, he is a Swamiji, he is not like commoners like us, so that way. But I think he wrote one or completed Prasramrishad, something like that. Anyway, he was writing one of the books. And he was very happy that way. And the people around there, irrespective of what religion they were coming and meeting Swamiji, because when they see these ochre robes, they are always attracted. And he used to make fun of that. It's always an attraction, the ochre robes. So that way, he had a very relaxing time. Our cook used to say, "Amma, in that cold weather, he will be wrapping himself in the blanket, chant on Om. Om. His Om is amazing, I love to hear that. His Om was really very thrilling. It goes into your marrow of your bones. And Samji will not wait for me to suggest or anything. He will volunteer and he will come. That's all. Yeah, I mean, amazingly, we were all very, very blessed. Now, when you see his prabhavam and all that, it is amazing how we were blessed with the proximity to be with him. And share all his, whatever he had to convey to us. Amazingly blessed, really.
Amma, did ever Gurudev share his Purvashrama memories with you?
It happened. Generally, whenever we travel, if Gurudev happens to be in that city, we'll always make it a point to go and be with him and come. And once we were on our way to Haridwar, Rishikesh, my family, in the sense my uncle, aunt and my mother, and we were 4 or 5 of us. And at that time he was staying in that 16 Park area, Mr. Shroff, Mr. Shroff's house. And there we had gone to meet him, and he was talking for a while. At that time he was mentioning about how he, that about friendship and the family friendship with that, and that son of theirs who was his classmate or something. I don't know how he was associated. And he was very ill, young couple and with a child. And he was very ill and sort of terminally ill. So he wanted to go to Rishikesh to meet Shivananda. Because after his jail term and the suffering, and his cousin who was in the forestry department where he had gone for convalescence, and there he happened to read Shivananda's Mime magazine. The Divine Life Society was bringing out Mime magazine, and that he happened to be reading to spend his time. And he found, he was very doubtful about all that is being talked about in the Hindu religion, practices, beliefs and everything. And so when he was going through those magazines, he got some of his answers for doubts for some of his answers, to be more precise. Then he became a little curious. I must meet this man, Shivananda, and also see what these people are doing in the garb of sannyasis there. So he wanted to go there, and then when he was stopping at this Shroff's house, he was sick, very sick. This Swamiji told me, told us rather, our family. Then at that time, this friend of his said, don't be too long, come back soon. So he had gone and spent some time with meeting Shivananda and all that. And also look at all the so-called sannyasis there, and had come back. And when he came back, within the next day or so, this very friend of his died on his lap.
On Gurudev's lap?
Yes, this is what he told us. That sort of gave a sort of this one on his transformation, so to say, no. So then after that was over, he went back to Shivananda. He wanted to go and meet and spend some time, more time, try to understand and all that. That has come out very beautifully in the film, you know.
Quest.
It has come out well. And after this one, he had told Shivanandaji he would like to take sannyas. Then he was not sure. Are you sure? And all that. He had tested Gurudev. And then finally it said, you are the only son in the family, so you have to take your father's permission. I find you all right, but this is required. And so he wrote a long letter to his father. If I remember, he said 40-page letter. I don't know, but I think I have a vague memory.
Okay.
And his father wrote 3 or 4 lines saying, go ahead. You were doing what I have been wanting to, but never succeeded. But be a true sannyasi. That's all his response. And then he got this one. And of course, he went to Tapanji Maharaj. This was, he had told us. And also he said about this Abattabada. What was that place where he was in jail? Abbottabad. There, Kanpur dump case was there, and so they had arrested him.
Oh, regarding the
Kanpur dump case. Okay. And then he was arrested and taken to Abbottabad. And
where exactly he was arrested? None of us know about it, right?
Kanpur, I think.
Okay.
Must have been in Kanpur.
Okay.
Kanpur, or maybe somewhere near Abbottabad, possible. But he was arrested, taken to Abbottabad jail, and he said they were so cruel, torturing me and all that. If only I had known what it was, I was really not involved. If only I had known, I would have told them that much of this one. But I did not know anything. Then we said, if you had known and if you had told them also, that would be also a torture. They won't leave him easily, no? So I used to talk normally with him.
But Amma, you went to Rishikesh, those places. Gurudev was in Delhi. How did you come to know that Gurudev was in Delhi?
When we go, we know Gurudev is in Delhi and staying park area and all that, we just go.
Right.
No, on our way to Rishikesh, no, we went to Allahabad, Gaya and all those, reached Delhi. We were going to Rishikesh. At that time, it just happened that he was also in town. He keeps writing and all that, so we happened to know also.
Right.
So that's how we came to know some stories about his earlier, this one.
Okay. I would like to know one more thing. I heard that Gurudev went to Shivananji in 1946 or something around that point of time. Has he ever mentioned anything about Swami Shivananji's influence on his personality?
Yeah, that is how he asked for sannyas from him.
Okay.
You see, Swami Shivananda, I have met him. When we went also here. We have met Swami Shivananji. When he had heard everything and the way Shivananda was meeting people and his general this and all, he was impressed. He was impressed about the real sannyasis. There are hundreds of them. When we said we are going to Rishikesh, close one eye and watch. Don't be taken away by all the ochre clothes, he said. He told us at the end of all this conversation, when we said we are going to Rishikesh, close your eyes, don't be carried away by all those sannyasis. Close your eye, one eye close and watch.
Okay. Has he ever shared anything about Tapan Maharaj with you, Amma?
Tapan Maharaj is very disciplinarian, and he will give his classes only once in a day, and they have to come and listen intentively and go back and do manana. Can't come back with the same lesson for him. And he used to say some people were finding it very difficult, they left also. But he stuck on, and he seems once he was putting up in some ashram nearby, and it seems he asked, shall I put up one kutia here? He said, what, you want to make it dharmashala? Nothing doing, you go be where you are. And don't make a dharmashala here. So he will not allow anybody to. And he has never entered that one room hutment of Tapanji Maharaj until he passed away. These are all what I have heard from Swamiji. I am telling, must be correct.
Yeah. He never went into Tapanji's kutia.
Not when he was alive.
Okay.
He says, Swamiji, I don't know Swamiji what he was having inside. We have never gone inside.
Because among these aspects of Gurudev's life about Tapanji Maharaj and Shivanandaji Maharaj, like very few anecdotes are revealed out. I even heard, as I mentioned before, like Gurudev would serve Swami Shivanandaji so much, like washing his clothes and
vessels.
That is with Tapanji Maharaj. With Shivanandaji Maharaj also, his clothes, he would do his dictation, he would take his dictation. All those things I heard about.
Maybe incidentally. Must have done it also, because he was in the ashram for some time. He must have done it also.
Right.
But I don't know whether he washed his clothes or such thing. But with Shivanam Brahma and Tapanji Maharaj he has done, and he said, I never liked that cold. My Gurudev loved cold. So I used to shiver, and then when I have to wash his vessels and all, it was a torture for me.
To conclude your wonderful memories and the journey with Pujya Gurudev, how would you describe Pujya Gurudev as?
Just one word, Yuga Purusha. He is a Yuga Purusha. He is not just an ordinary person. But he came to our level, not sitting on a high pedestal and talking like some great orators. I wouldn't call him an orator, he is a teacher. A teacher will always come to the level of the student, make him understand. His purpose was, when I talk something, they must carry some messages, some lessons, some thoughts of what they have. That was the type of teacher Gurudev was. Even Guruji is like that. Even our Brahmaji is also, they are very committed people. That's why the mission is going, I tell you.
That's right, that's right. Their dedicatedness and their devotion to Gurudev is inexplicable.
Yes.
Thank you so